I'm Jane Lauterbach, and welcome back to The Purpose Works. Today's conversation is going to be talking about the tactical overriding the strategic. In some of our previous videos, we've been talking about the fact of how should we consider going back to work, hybrid, full-time, whatever. And our suggestion is, one, we're all going to get it wrong because there is no model, and we just have to be adaptive and figure it out as we go along. But it's more about what kind of relationships do we want to have? What's the way that we really want to work together? But I've been finding, as I've been working with clients and companies over the last couple of weeks, there's another layer underneath all that. And what people are really concerned about these days is not so much about the exact model to go back to work in, even though, again, it is a concern and I don't want to dismiss that. The thing that people are worried about, and we're seeing that in conversations around, culture scores and kind of how do people feel about the organization overall. And what we're seeing is that they say, constant shifts in strategic direction. I can't keep up. Change happens so rapidly. I do one thing and then I've got to do it over because things shifted or someone didn't tell somebody. The other thing that we're hearing is that not only is there this sort of unclarity in terms of what the strategic path is, but I'm also feeling is that it's unclear in terms of what are the expectations. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to be able to most effectively manage my time to make sure that I'm delivering on the outcomes that are expected of me? And so what we're finding is that people feel the highs and lows are too dramatic. I'm not feeling really good about the work that I'm doing, then I'm feeling pretty good about it, then I'm brought down again because somehow it's not working anymore. And it's that fluctuation. And so when I can't quite kind of manage or even know that's always going to be a high or always it's going to be a low, that's where we get a lot of disruption. And that's where people get tired. I get tired because takes too much headspace and brain power to kind of manage all that friction and that constant disruption and change that I have to make. And so we want to bring some thoughts to everybody today in terms of how do I create the kind of environment, what do people really, really need today beyond just what's the right sort of working model? And so here are a couple of things to think about. One is people need resources, guidance, directions, workshops on time management. And time management in terms of how do I prioritize the things that are given to me? I'm working so hard and so long, and I'm just feeling I'm never getting all those things done. So how do I make sure that I can successfully deliver, not only professionally, but help me do that personally? And it could be I'm working from home and I can't get up. I'm still sitting in my chair in front of the computer from morning until night, and I can't quite figure out how to get myself into something else. The other one is, we've been asking this question for a long time. Why do we have so many meetings? And not only do we have so many meetings, we have really long meetings, and we have so many meetings that people are doing the work in the meeting for other ones, and so nothing's really ever getting done. And so give thought to shorten your meetings. Don't have as many. What's the real important things that you need to get done, and focus in on that. And just eliminate. It's too exhausting. It's interesting, they say that the more we multitask, the worse we get at it. The more meetings we go to, the less that we get done. The other piece of this too is helping people feel good about the contributions that they make. If I'm constantly feeling that I'm not up to being able to do what's being asked of me, I kind of feel in a kind of funny way. It's sort of like where the imposter syndrome comes from. People are going to find out I really don't know because I feel like they're finding out that I'm not adequate enough. So the other piece of it is how to teach people how to work together and how to be effective in terms of partnering. What do we each need to be successful? How do we actually come together and have a conversation? I saw another study recently that says that when we bring a whole group together to brainstorm, it's never successful. You bring two people together to brainstorm and you're going to get some interesting ideas. So think about how to best partner. In some way too, to kind of erase the loneliness and the time management and how do I get things done. Part of effective partnering is create a buddy system. someone that you can go to ask those questions to, or how do you do it? People are not doing that naturally now because we're all working remotely. If we're in an office environment, it just kind of happens more kind of organically because we're in the same space. So help people create those buddy systems. And the other piece is always, 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 and we know this, but just to kind of go back, think about how we're communicating. And communicating is not also the things that we say, but also, are we really listening to what's going on? Are we really making sure that we are engaging in the right kinds of conversations? And when we walk away, if we ask people, does everybody understand? Does everybody know what we need to do? Does everybody understand what the time frame is and who's responsible? So it's a little bit of kind of back to the future. It's not going to be all the way back to the way that it was, but there are some important tactical, how we work together, skills and tips that we need to hone to help kind of the bottom make sure that the top piece of how we actually physically or not physically go back to work. And we need to kind of be able to calibrate both of those together. So give some thought to what you're going to do. We'd love to know if you've got other ideas or what's working and what's not, and share those below. And if you found this video of value, we'd love to hear about it and share it with others. Thank you very much.